This week we are heading to the Lone Star State, one of my favorite states of all time, Texas.
Man's got to come prepared. I'm the doe commander. Another doe down for the management here in East Texas, baby.
What's not to love about a state that boasts the largest deer herd in the country? Last time I checked, it was somewhere around 4 million.
I'm glad I brought 2 quivers.
Not only does the Lone Star State have a bunch of white-tailed deer, it's got a lot of what we like to call on Red Arrow TV bonus targets.
There are a plethora of varmints and other things to shoot here.
That includes hogs.
The big bucks might not be moving, but we're gonna drop something.
Javelinas.
It got my blood pumping, I know that.
Any kind of predators.
That's cool, man. That's a big old coyote.
Snakes.
That'd make you think twice about hunting these hogs and javelina in this brush, buddy.
There's a whole lot of stuff in Texas to shoot.
We're gonna be down there for a week. We got a new place we're gonna check out. Pretty excited about it. Only bad news is me and Josh got about a 12, 14-hour drive, something like that. So we're on that Highway 20 ride.
We're hunting this week with my good friends, the Anderson family, who I met a few years back through my good buddy Ryan Langerhans and Buck Commander.
I also want to take this time to say, Kim Anderson, thank you so much. I know you're probably tired of the hunters being in your house and stinking up your place and leaving our stuff all over, but you're awesome, and thank you for taking care of me and Josh.
We've always had success with the Buck Commander guys and the Andersons down in Texas, and this year was no different. It did not disappoint.
The Nitram got some work in. It's not even lunchtime, and we've killed 4 animals with the Nitram. And 2 of them are snakes.
You know, I actually made 2 trips to Texas this year, and on the first trip, my producer Josh was out in Iowa filming my wife Kat on a muzzleloader hunt.
I got more butterflies for her, Daniel, than I do. I mean, I'm excited to be hunting, but just knowing she's out there where 200-inch deer live, and the biggest deer she's ever killed is a 3-pointer that might have scored 10 inches maybe. My man Daniel's running the camera for me. We got Kevin up the hill. He's on coyote patrol. He's looking for other targets of opportunity. So if he spots something cool, we might scramble down this tree and go shoot something with a rifle.
The problem we're running into is we're trying to hunt deer, and everywhere we go, we find more hogs.
When life gives you hogs, you just got to make some sausage with your 300 blackout.
Matthew hangs back with the second camera, and me and Daniel slip in on these hogs. We get to within about 300 yards of them, so we set up, and we just kind of see how this thing's gonna play out.
Well, on that bank, I can get a shot, I'm pretty sure. Right here. Ready? I don't know what I did, it was quick and I shot through some brush, but we'll see.
I pulled the trigger 4 times. Well, I knew I got the first one, but come to find out, I actually hit 3 of these hogs.
But look at the size of that thing's head. And look at that. Right there. Yeah, it's a cool looking hog. Look at how her, I thought it was a boar hog just because of that razory looking back she's got there. That's cool.
I could have swore it was a boar hog.
Mm-hmm. A big old boar too, Jack. I knew I thumped the 3rd one, but I just didn't know. I think he's the 2nd one I shot. Come right, bullet hole right there, look where that thing hit him. Piled up. He's another good boar though, look at that. Hey, I've been having fun with old 300 blackout, son. You better know it.
So I'm back at the house in Virginia, and I get a call from Daniel, and he tells me that he met a real estate agent named Cash McWhirler. And old Cash had gotten us permission to hunt a piece of property that was 4,600 acres that had just come up for sale. Jackpot.
It's the first evening of deer hunting here in East Texas. If you hear something that sounds like a deer or a hog coming in, it's our little armadillo buddy over here that might catch an arrow. But this place is just unbelievable. Daniel Anderson came out here. He met the landowner. It's like 5,000 acres. Some of the most beautiful Texas land you'll ever want to see. Overrun with hogs and deer. I mean, it's unreal how many deer we saw this morning. We are after one buck in particular, but I'll shoot anything that walks in here. Y'all know me. But there's supposedly a 170 running around feeding in this food plot right here. So if we can let the air out of him, that would be a good thing tonight. So first evening, East Texas.
The second morning we headed to a food plot and we were told there was a box blind that we could get in.
Daniel dropped us off at our box blind, and something that sounded like the size of a full-grown man just thudded against the wall of it. I drew down on it instinctually. That was a buzzard. There's going to be a dead animal in our blind. Awesome. Or at least, at the very least, there's going to be a whole bunch of buzzard crap. Sweet.
The good news is we got 4,600 acres to hunt. The bad news is nobody's hunting it right now, so we got no scouting report, no trail cameras, no idea really where to hunt these deer or where they like to go. So we're just going to kind of stumble around on this giant piece of property for the next 3 days and see if we can figure something out.
We just got set up on the spot that we ended up spooking some deer up on this hill. It's day number 2 in Texas. I got the Diamondback 308. I've got about a 300-yard line of sight in front of me, and there's several trails coming out of this block of woods right here, so just hope they come out tonight. We'll see.
Well, on the last day that we had permission to hunt this place, we stalked up over this little knoll and we saw a pretty good buck in the field. The problem was, by the time we saw him, he saw us. And there was nothing we could do to close the distance to get this buck killed on video. So we're pretty discouraged, man. We had our opportunity. We could have killed that buck maybe. And one of those bonus targets I was talking about just steps out.
Ready. If the deer aren't gonna cooperate, we'll just make it a coyote hunting show. That's cool, man. That's a big old coyote. That's sweet.
Well, we got a consolation prize kill anyway. We killed a coyote, and that night we had a great time, man. David actually brought out some meat. We cooked around the fire. We had a great time. This is what hunting camp's all about, man. We had a ball that night and ate some amazing food. Well, the weekend rolls around and I'm really excited because we're heading to the Andersons' lease down in South Texas. I was really interested to hunt South Texas in the first place because I've never been there. One of Matthew's buddies, PJ, killed a nice buck off his place and Matthew did the filming.
Here you go. Here you go.
Pretty nice 3.5-year-old cull buck. You can see he's broke off here, but doesn't have much going here.
And after Matthew filmed PJ killing his buck, PJ returned the favor while Matthew shot his biggest buck ever in South Texas.
done, man? What did we just do? First off, I can't believe I hit him because I'm talking about the gun. I was timing out heartbeats. I was freaking out, man. Freaking bladed. Three's about 13 inches. This is by far the biggest deer I've ever killed in my life. I could not be happier.
They told me when I went down to this place, they had already filled their buck tags for the year on what they want to do for the management, but my mission was to kill any predators, any hogs, and my main goal was to get my first 2 javelinas, or as Walker, Daniel's son, calls them, jalapenos. We just got out here to Matthew and Daniel's lease, and we got some javelinas up here in the road. So we're gonna put a stalk on them. Our wind's kind of doing like that. So I don't really know what the best way to approach them is, because that's really with javelinas, the only thing get you busted apparently. But they're big, dude. I've never seen them before. That's the first time I've ever seen one. Yes. Right at almost 60. Oh, that whole back is down there. This is a single. So ways down, shoot him first. You know, this javelina walks in, he gets to about 40 yards, turns broadside. It's time to put some rat bacon in the Ranger. Think we got our first javelina? He acted like he was gonna smell us a couple times. I thought we were busted. Ew. It's a bad day for a javelina when your arrow looks like that. Yeah, buddy. He didn't make it anywhere. I guess not. Look at that hole in his side. That rage, dude. That's the exit wound. But we had to turn a Texas deer hunt into a little bit of a varmint extermination. And I want to show y'all, look at these teeth. If you've never seen a javelina, look at those teeth, man. That is a funky looking dude. And a lot of people don't know this because they have a hog-looking nose. A lot of people think they're in the hog family, but they're actually rodents. We put the old Robin Hood Swayze on him. That was a cool hunt, man. That was fun. I chopped both his legs off and he ran out of here like a snowplow. So y'all saw some more? Oh yeah. Let's go kill one. We're not riding very long and we see a group of javelina run into the brush and we just charge in there after them. I mean, I'm not a guy that's from a place where there's giant poisonous snakes and we're just wading through brush like thigh high, not even worried about it. Lost that one, but I saw it. Saw it right there last. I think they're going that way. Right there, right there, right there. It's gonna be 5 yards right here. Coming right at us. I'm gonna put one through that brush. 30 yards, had to guess the distance. That was cool stalk, man. We had him at, me and Josh him at 5 yards.
You know, did you hear his teeth?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that thing was bad. 2 quick stalks, 2 javelinas down here in South Texas. That's the first and the second kill with the old Hoyt Nitrum. That's my breaking it in this week. It got my blood pumping, I know that. At this point, we're on the gravy train with biscuit wheels for me because you're only allowed 2 javelinas per season and I killed my 2. We round the corner and I see what I think looks like some kind of sandhill crane or something.
Stop. What is that?
It's not a deer. It's like a crane or something.
Bird? I think it's a snake.
Is it a snake, really?
There's two snakes.
Daggone if it ain't two snakes. Come on, we're gonna shoot them.
So I'm thinking, all right, we're fixing to do a double snake spot and stalk. Me and Josh take off at these rattlesnakes, and I'm thinking, there's no way this is gonna happen. Eventually, these rattlesnakes are gonna spook, and they're gonna run off. Or not run, slither off, whatever rattlesnakes do. I took a shot at them, and they don't even flinch. I mean, I guess thinking about it from a human perspective, I kind of understand. I get it. Man, this arrow hit them, and they came unglued. They were not dead, and they were not happy.
How cool is that? Shot two rattlesnakes with a bow and arrow, pinned them together. That was cool. That's two less y'all gotta worry about when you're walking around here. One of the craziest things I've ever done in my entire life, man. I mean, we see these two snakes in the road and they're all tangled up and they're standing off the ground about that high. So we put a stalk on them and daggone sure enough, got a shot at them and pinned them both to the ground. I don't even know how to do a snake recovery, but whew, man, look at the teeth on that thing. First couple animals I've killed my new beam and arrows, and they got the little don't tread on me logo. Pretty fitting to kill two rattlesnakes with it. I guess this is how you do rattlesnake recovery. I guess that's like holding up their antlers. Look at the buttons on that dude. Daggone, both of them got 14 rattlers. Rattlesnake's not bad eating either. It's a lot of good meat, especially when they're 6 feet long almost. Look at that, they're almost tall as I am. I'm about 6'1", and look at that.
And actually, I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records for most rattlesnakes shot with a single arrow. Okay, that's not a real thing, but if it was, I'd be in there.
I'm not slinging them over my shoulder, I'm keeping my distance. Shot you some jalapenos today, buddy.
We had a great time this week. Kind of a unique hunt. I mean, we didn't kill any deer, but at the same time, we killed a coyote, a bunch of hogs, 2 javelinas, and a couple rattlesnakes. I'll be back down to the Lone Star State next year to kill whatever the Andersons have in mind. So we'll see y'all next year.